Hi, this is Rod Campbell, the Marketing Director for ChiroHosting.com, and today I'll be showing you step by step how to set up a Facebook account. The first thing you're going to do is open up your web browser. And my classic spiel is that if you're still using Internet Explorer 6 or 7, or Internet Explorer in general, I recommend that you upgrade. And my upgrade recommendation would be either to Google Chrome, which is what I'm using here, or to Mozilla Firefox. And either one is free, and you can find them just by doing a Google search. But anyway, once you open your web browser, you're going to go to www.facebook.com or do a Google search of Facebook, and it will be the first hit that comes up. And once you click on their site, they will take you to their primary login page. And this is the page where if you had an existing account, you would sign in up here. And if you don't have an account, you will sign up. And I'm going to follow through on the setup process so that you can see exactly how to do that. So the first thing you're going to do is set up an email account. And if you don't have one, I recommend setting up a Gmail account. I went ahead and set up a dummy account for the purposes of this introduction. So we're going to go ahead and use that. So the email account there is SmittyJoeJohn. So I'll enter that under email, smittyjoejohn@gmail.com, and of course the name that I'm going to give that is SmittyJoeJohn. And I'll go ahead and enter a password, and I recommend entering passwords that have at least 8 characters, so a word preferably, and then at least a couple of numbers, and ideally a couple of numbers and a symbol, like the pound key or the @ sign, and that helps ensure that your password doesn't get hacked. But I always recommend over 8 characters that include at least letters and numbers. So we'll enter that, and I'll go ahead and we'll just give it a birth date. There we go, that'll work. And you hit sign up. And in order to make sure that you're not a robot trying to sign up for a spam account, they're going to ask you to enter the words or the letters and numbers that they give you in this screen. So they're kind of hard to read, but this one is Cubist, C-U-B-I-S-T, and then third world. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that. There we go. And I'm going to hit sign up. And that's it. Now we have an account. So they should be sending us a confirmation email here any moment. And that confirmation email is just going to ensure that, in fact, that is our real email address. And once we confirm that email address, we'll have full functionality on Facebook. So there's a couple of things that you can do as you're first setting up your account. The first is if you have an existing email address, you can enter your email address, and Google will find friends according to your contacts. So if you have a contact in your email account, somebody that you've emailed in the past, Facebook will check their email address against their database and see if they have an existing profile. That's a great way to find people very quickly that you know. The next thing they're going to have you do is enter some personal information about your profile. So if you're creating a profile for yourself personally, then you'll just enter your own personal information, and enter only the information that you're comfortable with the public knowing. You can later on change your account settings so that only people that you know can access that information. So it can be very private, and you can exclude people who you don't want to see that information. And if you're setting up this account for your chiropractic business or for your chiropractic practice, I recommend that you enter information that's pertinent to your practice. And I recommend that you keep all of that information as public as possible, because you don't want to exclude people from finding out about your practice. So you would enter this basic information. I'm going to go ahead and skip that. And then you can upload a photo. Obviously, if it's for yourself, I recommend just a friendly picture of yourself, because you want it to feel personal, and you don't want it to feel too formal. So I don't recommend a picture that's too professional or done in a studio or that feels kind of corporate and business-like, I recommend something more personal. A picture of you doing an activity that you enjoy, a picture of you with your family, or a picture of you, just a candid shot at work. Find something that's kind of endearing and cute. So you can go ahead and upload a picture there, but I'll skip that for now. And then Google has a few things that it does in order to help you acclimate to using Google. The first is it'll find a few different ways and remind you to find friends, because once you've found maybe 10 or 20 people on Facebook, it becomes much easier to find people who you know who are connected through mutual friends. So it gets to a point where it almost grows on its own, but in order to start that off, it's useful to use their tools, like the email account friend finder. It'll also remind you all of the other things that you need to do. So for instance, it's reminding us here on number 3 to fill out our profile information. So if I click on that button, it takes me to that page, and it encourages me to fill out this really simple form. So I can give them my city, my hometown, my gender, birth date, what I'm interested in, and then obviously political views, religious views, bio, favorite quotations. All of these things are optional though, so you only enter what you want people to know about you, and that's kind of nice. And the other thing is, don't take it too seriously. I mean, you don't want to throw things up on there that are just silly or reflect poorly on you or your practice, but at the same time, don't take everything too seriously. If you're setting up a profile page for your practice, I recommend under biography that you put some basic information about your practice, but I don't recommend that you sell your practice. Let your practice sell itself just by the merits of what you do, what you're interested in, and the history of your business. But I don't recommend putting things like 50% off or special offer or any of that sort of stuff on Facebook. It's really not what Facebook is for, and it won't benefit you in the long run. Under favorite quotations, if you're setting up an account for your practice, I recommend that you use this space for patient testimonials. I think that's probably the best way to maximize the efficiency of your Facebook page. So anyway, this is our actual profile. You can view your profile at any time by clicking on Profile up here. Right now this profile has no information, but as you fill out the information, which Google will continue to remind you to do, your Facebook page, your profile, will start to take on a unique and personalized tone. So that's the basics of it. If you have questions about how to use Facebook or the basics of Facebooking, I recommend that you check out my last video that I just uploaded to YouTube, and it's a how to use Facebook for chiropractic marketing. But if you check out our YouTube page, it's on there. You can also go to our website, www.chirohosting.com, and then /facebook.php. Or you can find it just from by going to www.chirohosting.com. And we'll continue to update those resources and provide you with advanced tips for how to maximize Facebook for your chiropractic practice. Again, this is Rod Campbell. Thanks for watching the video, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon.